Good morning, everybody. Well, today is Tuesday. It's October the 27th. I hope you enjoyed our story from yesterday called The Day of the Dead. Now, I know it sounds like a scary story, but it really isn't, right? It's about a celebration of the people that we loved who we don't have here anymore. Well, there are some words in there that I think we need to spend a little more time with. So I'm using this Quizlet to introduce those words, and then we're going to go back in the story and see how they're used. So one of the words you're going to see is abuelo. When we hear that word abuelo, we want to remember that it means grandfather, but it means grandfather in a different language. So abuelo is Spanish for grandfather. Okay. Now, one of the things that you see in the book is called an altar. An altar is one of the things that they make for the loved one that they've lost in the story. So it is a raised structure on which gifts are made to honor someone. Can you remember some of the things that they put on the altar? Another special thing that they do on the Day of the Dead celebration is called Pan de Muerto. It is a special bread that means bread of the dead. And this is what it looks like. It almost looks like they have bones shaped on top of it, but it is a sweet bread that they enjoy on that special day. Now, we are going to see the word celebrate, and we use the word celebrate in a lot of different ways. So to celebrate something is to honor something or someone who is special. You have a birthday, that's when you celebrate your birth. When we have holidays like Halloween or Christmas or 4th of July, we honor somebody or something on those days. And then we have something in the story called sugar skulls. Sugar skulls are tiny little skulls made of sugar. And they look so beautiful, don't they, with all the colors and designs. This looks like it takes a long time. If you've ever had a sugar cube or something like that, that's similar to what the sugar skulls are like. It's just sugar that's hardened into like a candy. So now let's take a look at some of these in our story. So right on the cover of our book, we see a sugar skull, but we didn't even know that when we first read it. In here, we see some children and we find out what the special celebration is and when they celebrate it, and even where. Do you remember where it is? That's right, Mexico, and it's on November 1st. That's the day after Halloween. We talk about how this is a happy time when they celebrate those that have passed on that they loved. And so you can see some of the pictures of the people that passed on that they loved it in here. Here we have a picture of a lady who's visiting Abuelo's grave. Remember what Abuelo means? That's right, grandfather. That's the grandfather's grave or where he is buried. And she comes by to make it look beautiful. Remember the word altar? This is what the altar looks like. It has different things on it like candles and candy, like the sugar skulls. It has other important things that remind them of the person who passed away. And even here, the pan de muerto. And this is what, remember the sweet bread that they eat? We can see a picture of it here too as well. These nonfiction books give us a lot of information. So even if we didn't know what this was in the picture, this label right here, sugar skull, tells us what it is. Here we see the word abuelo again, and this time we see a photo of the grandfather. And we see more detail with the altar. The skeletons that are painted on their faces and around are just a remembrance that when we pass on that we are skeletons, and it's not meant to be scary at all. They have parades, dancers, music, and it's to celebrate life. So when we talk about the word celebrate, we want to remember that this is a happy time. They're celebrating the special people that were in their life, their grandfathers, their grandmothers, moms and dads, uncles and aunts, those that they don't have anymore in their family and who've passed on, but they remember them in a happy way. So they celebrate it. Now, when you look at the end of the story gives you a detailed picture of what an altar would look like. These are the labels that show the food and the flowers and the candles and the sugar skulls that we would see. And if you can't remember what some of these words mean, the glossary in the back of a nonfiction book also helps you with that. So today, when you go into Seesaw, you are going to find the Quizlet that we just did with the different pictures and the different definitions, and you can practice these words. And then when you're done, you're going to tell me more about the word celebrate. You're going to share with me what that word means and a picture of what it means to celebrate, and then even a sentence about what you celebrate. So I want you to work hard and do your best and enjoy the story.